Hey everybody, Amy Parker here from Parker House Designs. I am starting a video series starting this week all about things that we can be doing in our small businesses to keep things rolling for when we're able to get back out into the world and be working in the same way that we always have. This has definitely been an interesting time for sure. And it's a time where we can get a little creative and start thinking about different ways of doing things. So that's part of what I'll cover over the next series of videos. But I wanted to start today with a concept that I've heard a lot from a speaker named Tom Ferry. He's awesome. He works a lot with real estate agents and inspiring them in their businesses. But this is like something that all of us can relate to and use right now, whether we have a small business or not, just as we're home and as we're trying to cope with a new way of living that we didn't necessarily ask for, which is interesting. So, Tom recommends that people take their meds. And what that stands for is, it's an acronym. So M for meditation, E for exercise, D for diet, S for sleep. So all of these things are really important to make sure that you're still doing and watching so that you feel good, so that you're working at your highest level that you can for whatever day and situation that you're in. It's basically about taking care of yourself before you can be ready to help others, whether that's in your business or your kids and their schoolwork, all of that kind of stuff. So think about it in terms of, he equates it to when we're on an airplane and they say, oh, if the oxygen falls, put it on yourself first and then help people who are with you. So a child, an elderly parent, all of the people in our lives that we're trying to help, not just through this time, but all the time. So take care of yourself. So start with meditation. Now, this does not have to be a big hullabaloo, for lack of a better word at the moment. Meditation can be done using an app on your phone. You simply run it. It's a matter of minutes. You sit with your eyes closed and it will take you through a guided meditation. It will help you to relax. It'll help to clear your mind. Several years back, I had gone to some in-person classes and loved it. It was so nice to be with other people and feel that energy, but I am able to use it at home now on my own, and it's awesome. Like, I would highly, highly recommend it for people who are just trying to quiet their minds. Every time I step away from a meditation session, I feel more upbeat. I feel like I'm more creative and that my mind is open because I'm letting things kind of filter through and I can just stay in the moment. I mean, we hear this stuff all the time. It may make sense for you to try one of the apps and see what you think. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can sit in a chair and do this. A lot of it is about your breathing. Focus on your breathing in and out. And that can really help to bring you back if you're starting to feel anxious or uncomfortable, to help you relax a little bit. So highly recommend it. I am going to include a link to an app that I like that that'll be in the comments below. The next thing is exercise. I mean, we're all home. We're all running for our comfort foods, right? At least I am. And I'm finding that getting exercise is a great release. More than anything, I just can't wait to get out of the house and take a walk around the neighborhood. We take a walk pretty much every day at lunchtime, my husband and my daughter and I. And it's such a nice break. We get to kind of connect and chat along the way and just catch our breath that way too. By the time we get back, we all feel like, any of that anxiety that's built up in the morning, we're able to kind of let go of. We'll have lunch together and then we kind of get back into our meetings and routine, it works out really well. So if you haven't done that yet, try. If you're chasing kids around the house though, You're already getting in your exercise. So don't pressure yourself into feeling like you need to do more. You don't. Any kind of movement is always good. For those of us who have our little, our tracking devices on our, our Fitbits and stuff, it's cool to be seeing how many steps we're getting. I'm getting a lot more steps than I used to, believe it or not. I used to be in the car a lot, going from appointment to appointment. Now I'm walking, which is great. The next thing is diet. So making sure that we are having healthy, nutritious meals. I mean, that's always a goal anyway for most people. But now it's about being creative and knowing, you're taking probably limited trips to the grocery store. I have always done a meal preparation, like a menu for my week, and then I'll shop on a Sunday morning and get everything I need for the week, and it goes so smoothly. But I have had to readjust to trying to stretch it for 2 to 3 weeks so I don't have to go to the store. I also got acquainted with ordering my food online and picking it up in a drive-through scenario, which is pretty awesome. If you have a local grocery store that can do that, check it out. It was so smooth and so easy. And it just reduced all the time, even in the grocery store. I think even after all of this, I may continue with it because it was super convenient and just something I hadn't tried before. So we're trying all kinds of new stuff with this. I'm finding that if I buy a bunch of frozen vegetables, I can still roast them, I can still steam them, and we're getting the same nutritional value. We're just not having to buy produce that's fresh, that has more of a perishable way about them. So if you guys have your favorite menu things that you want to share, pop that in the comments. This is all about sharing the things that are working for you, and so we can share as a community as this video series goes on. So please share what you have on any of these topics. So meditation, exercise, and diet. The last thing is sleep. Whew. I don't know about you, but I am exhausted at the end of these days. The days are flying by. I'm exhausted, and I don't really need to be. I think it's just the weight of everything that's happening. So you kind of have to face that and go with it. But for sleep, things that I've read over time in trying to relax and get yourself ready for a good night's sleep is to start slowing down on technology use before bed. So that's not television. I mean, we all kind of, well, I shouldn't say we all, but many of us veg in front of the TV. That's kind of our thing, to just, watch some funny shows and lighten the mood at the end of our day with the family. But if you're able to turn off your phones, tablets, all of that, a couple hours before you go to bed, that's ideal. More than just what's going on the device, they talk about the lighting of them, keeping your mind awake and going at a fast pace. So try to slow it down a little bit. You can drink tea before bed. Chamomile tea is great. Lavender. There's all kinds of things that we can be doing. One of the things I have done, if my day has been crazy and I really just need to take a breath and slow down, is I will do a meditation session before going to bed, and that is wonderful. So take some time and do that as well. You could sit down with your app for just 5 minutes and kind of rest yourself. One of the last things that I'll give you as a tip, and this is great for business owners, is if you have a list of the things you need to do tomorrow that's like whirling up in your head and taking up space, write it all down. And better than that, go into your calendar for the next day and do some time blocking and put some of those things right into your calendar. I don't always do this, but I find that when I do, I feel so ready for the next day. So when I get up, I feel like my day is already on track. So that can be really helpful too, to avoid that sense of overwhelm and anxiety when you first get out of bed. Do some planning the day before or the night before and get yourself ready for the next day. It's super helpful. So if you have tips about how to kind of chill out before bed, please pop those in the comments too. I am So happy to have this as an open forum to share with everybody. I've been concerned about all of my wonderful friends and family and fellow business owners, and all of you are friends as well, as you know. We need to take care of each other now. And so if these small things could help you in some way during the day, that it would be great for you. Just take care of yourselves. Know that I'm thinking of you, and we'll be back with some more ideas in the coming days.